Hi you guys, here I am about to do the draw, so let's find tiny decisions. There it is. And that's my different thing. I gotta find the right one here. Oops. How do I do this? Oh, it's all in the wrong spot. There we go. Okay, that worked. And I have it as Flosstube draw. There we go. That should have everybody's name entered. So here we go. Here is the draw for the Needle and Bryn, 4 Boys and a Newfoundland Girl Designs, Magnetic Needle Minder. It's a seagull, and it's pewter, I believe. But, okay, from Newfoundland and Labrador. So here we go. Who is the winner? It is Calypso Joy. Calypso Joy, you won. Yay! Congratulations, Calypso Joy. I will put a message on your, or a thing on your comment so that you know that you've won, and I'll just need you to send me your mailing address and I'll get it in the mail to you. Congratulations, Calypso Joy. That's great. Bye. Hi. It's Mrs. Stitches, or Sheila. I am a cross stitcher from Nova Scotia. I live in Nova Scotia in south west corner, Nova Scotia. This is my episode 18, and today's date is June. I know it's June. I think it's June 23rd, 2022. And this is a channel about cross stitching, and I'm going to show you today the end of round 4 of my May matchup, or my Whip Go challenge. Started off with 16 whips. After first round, there were only 8 whips. After the second round, there were 4 whips. After the third round, there were 2 whips. So in the fourth round, there were only 2 whips, and that's what I just finished up on, and that's why I'm doing this Flosstube. So it's been 10 days since my last Flosstube. Feels like a confessional. It's been 10 days since I have last spoke. And so I'm going to start off by showing you those 2 first. So let's see what I got here. Everything's stacked up next to me. I also have a finish. Should I start off with a finish? I'll start off with a finish because this might become the screenshot. This finish is Merry Hare by Modern Folk. Oh, Haney, you can't do that. I have little Haney with me. This is our cat, Haney. Hi, Haney. Say hi to everyone. Hi. Hi. So Haney's very shy, and she started rubbing against the tripod, which is going to make it jiggle to you. So I apologize for that. Hopefully she won't do it too much. So this is Merry Hare by Modern Folk Embroidery. And I finally finished it. I went for, except I got 2 eyes. I noticed afterwards I forgot to fill in the eyes on the birds. But I changed the words down at the bottom. And you can see it says Hare and Haney, meetings 1782 NS for Nova Scotia. And so this is Haney's my cat, and I have another cat. We have another cat named Hare. And so everybody's initials are on this, all the birds. This is our dog up here, Miss Olive, and CF for Captain Frosty. And then there's there's my mom and my dad, and my husband's mom and dad's initials. And then down by the birds here is JB for James Bond, and CH for Chicken Hawk. And then had to include the cats too, and so that was Hare and Haney. And we all sometimes end up sitting in the living room, and we call it meetings. And so I thought I wanted to change it to meetings in 1782, just to put a year, an old-fashioned year, Nova Scotia. So it's sort of a commemorative of our whole family coming together. So that's the finish. Almost. I just got 2 eyes to do, 2 stitches left to do, and then I'll frame that one up. So that was a lovely stitch. That was a Modern Folk Embroidery, but I got that through evertotes.com last September. It was sort of a surprise September sampler. So came as a whole kit and everything with a Leo and Roxy fabric, which was back in the saddle. It's a 28 count, and Leo and Roxy floss. So very nice, very enjoyable. So that was my finish. I had actually another finish too. Colorado Cross Stitcher does summer camp, and they're for the months of June, July, and August. And so June's was to stitch something to do with like a holiday. You could pick any holiday at all, and the whole point is that you start it and finish it in that month. And so I picked this, which was I got the fabric in a Black Nail Society box. I won the pattern from Michelle Bendy, and it was, I think, Silent Night is what it read. And for Christmas, somebody gifted me the floss. This is that, I think it's called Christmas floss. It's DMC 4000, I want to say 22 or something like that. And so what I did was that was my first time stitching with something that variegated in that strange way. And I put Candy Cane Lane instead of Silent Night because it just was so candy caned. It was a simple quick stitch. I had lots on the go, so that's why I chose something a little bit on the small side. But that was my other finish, a little finish that I had to get done in the month of June. Okay, now to my WIP Go matchup, which is why I'm filming today. So I had Pandemic versus Birthday Cake. Birthday Cake is Carol Manning designs, one of the Shooting Stars series. So first I will show you Pandemic. I do have some still photos that I took at the start and the finish. I don't think I did with Birthday Cake. I think I was kind of bad at that. So if I have some photos, I'll insert them at some point, somewhere. But this is Pandemic by Long Dog Samplers. I'm doing this, I believe, on an 18 count Aida. And what I worked on was, let's see, let's fold it up a bit. I was actually trying to do page finish, or working on page finishes. And so I did, oops, that's not good. I did all of this flower, this deer, this butterfly here, this rabbit. I did a lot of this green in here. And so I think the page finishes right around there. So I'm just trying to complete my pages, and I'm probably going to go across and start working on a bit of page finishes. Not normally the way I work, but I do like when people do page finishes and you kind of get that complete page finish. So yeah, so that's what I worked on. I really enjoyed it. So I had 5 days on it, and I got a total of 1,099 stitches in those 5 days. So that was great. So once the whole competition is finished, I'll actually do all the totals I got on everybody. It's been a great stitch because these are only an hour a day. I'm working on these. It's 1 hour each day. So that was up against Birthday Cake by Carol Manning, part of the Shooting Stars series. And so got lots done on this too. In the competition wise, it only got 997 stitches done. It was going to win real easily when the first 3 days started. But the last 2 days we were on a road trip, and it didn't get as many stitches. One, because I did a major error and had a frog at all. That was 50 stitches. I had a frog. And number two, just traveling. The roads are really bumpy. And so there was one spot where I was like trying to get in the hole. Like there were 3 holes in a row, and I'm trying to get in the middle hole. And I kept coming up on the left one, kept coming up the right one, back and forth, back and forth. And I just laughed out loud because the needle, because every time I was lined up, we'd hit a bump and I'd move my needle. And I lost my needle yesterday too. It's just very frustrating because that was a favorite needle. But anyways, this is what I did. So I got tons done on this, but it was only 997 stitches counted for the competition. And after that, on the road, because it's actually a very good piece to work on the road, it is, I think, an 18 count white Aida. I did both of these pink squares. And so there's 2 in one corner, and there'll be 2 in another, 2, 2. So I actually could color complete that color if I could find my way, but I probably won't. But I thought this was going to win, and I was actually rooting for Pandemic. But because it had 2 bad travel days, it only got 997 stitches. So it lost by over 100 stitches. If it had been 100 or less, I would have counted as a tie, but it wasn't. So this is not moving on. It's pandemic moving on. Pandemic will get 7 days starting today. So just to the end of the month. So we'll see what I can do. See if there's a couple of pages. I can definitely get at least 1 page finished, maybe 2. Because I got these partial pages, so or I'll just work on the next big page and just make a big chunk on it. So these will be back in late July at the 24 hours of cross stitching. I'm gonna do I'll tell you now because it's my plans. I'm gonna do what I call, I did it once before, ribbit around the clock. Ribbit is the name of a stuffed animal. It's sort of like just a play on the frog words, and it's based off of, so in the 24 hours cross stitch, you have all day Friday, all day Saturday, all day Sunday. So you actually have 72 hours to get 24 hours done. Some people will just try to do the 24 hours by timing their stitching and just do it when they can. Some will do 24 hours consecutive. What I want to do is there's a ultra marathon called Big's Backyard where they run a loop, and every hour they have to get to the start of the loop, run the loop. However fast you run the loop, you get that time to the next start of the hour to rest or do whatever, and it's who last man standing. So I tried this last year with cross stitching, essentially on the hour, starting stitching, trying to get 100 stitches in the hour, which isn't a very big challenge, it's fine. And then I get the time off in between. Next hour start, I gotta start and do another 100 stitches and just keep on going as much as I can. Last year I did it, and I think I went 38 hours. So that was 3,800 stitches, 3,800 stitches. This year I am turning 58. And so I was going to try for 58 hours. Now, so what I would do is you try to, when you stitch, and if you get the 100, I'm actually thinking of doing 111 stitches just to be quirky. When you get the stitches done, then you can actually rest and sleep. So it'd be like power napping in between the hours. So getting like 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there, whatever. Now, it's pretty, you're still really staying up over 2 days. So my plan was in the 72 hours, I'd like to have it finished so that I actually can go to bed and go to sleep when it's finished. So my plan is to start on the Friday at 10 a.m. And then the 58 hours would finish Sunday at about 8 p.m. or 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. I'm not sure, which would be then go to bed. Now, we'll see if I can do this. I felt a bit inspired and motivated by a friend of mine just entered a 200-mile race, the Utah 200. And that's like 4 days too. They do have sleep times, but it's pretty intense. So I really felt inspired by her doing that. She got to 185 miles. Didn't quite finish the 200 because she got delirious and lost on the route, blah, blah, blah. But she did get that much. She was going for 4 days, like just amazing. So this is just sitting. This is sitting and stitching, and I'm in my home. I got all my comforts of home. So that is my plan. I want to work on maybe, I was thinking 5 projects or having 5 projects. The Carol Manning one is, because it's so easy and it's big color blocks, I would pick this for the wee hours of the morning or the late hours of night or the last of it. Pandemic is also fairly easy, but I'd be picking and choosing what time slots things would get in, and we'll just see how it goes. This is my first time trying it other than 38 hours I did before, so we'll see how I do. So once again, birthday cake's going on. In this month, it gets another 7 hours worth, or 7 days of 1 hour. Still to do today. What else did I work on? So I don't think I've told you about, I did last year, told you about, there's a Facebook group that had 100,000 stitches in 100 days. They've changed their Facebook now, and they're called Extreme Cross Stitch Challenge. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, I don't think I can get Facebook on that. I might do a screenshot and just save their, or put a link. I'll put in the description box below their correct name. And they are doing 100,000 stitches in 100 days. You can choose anything. You could do 100 hours in 100 days, or you could do 50,000 stitches in 100 days. They also have done some other challenges. So they did one challenge, which was beat the administration. We had teams, and so your teams would post. And so I got lots of stitches done with the team competition. And they also had one that was for the summer solstice. And with the summer solstice, they chose themes. And so one of the themes was a timepiece. You had to stitch on something with a timepiece, or a tree, or baby animals. So I stitched on two. That was last weekend, I think. It was right before the summer solstice. So the 19th, 20th, and 21st. You had to get 2,300 stitches on a themed WIP or a couple of WIPs. So I worked on, because it has a timepiece in it. This is Tempest Fugit. It's by James Christensen, Heaven and Earth Designs. And I worked down in this corner, and I think I got 1,400 stitches done on one day, and I was really pleased with that. So this one is going by pages, so I am getting page finishes, and I bleed over into the next page, but excited because his whole outfit is extremely colorful, and then there's a checkered floor. So I am wanting to get down on this one, get further on this one. So this will come out in my Ribbit Around the Clock. So definitely I'm going to be bringing this baby back out. So that got, like I said, about 1,400 stitches, I believe. Another one, I had a new start. So you were here last time when I spun the wheel. You saw that, and it was Hare and Hound by Modern Folk Embroidery, and it's got a tree in it. So it worked out really well to be a new start. Oh, did I lose needle? No, I didn't. New start. So I actually took this on my road trip too, because I thought it'd be a nice stitch. But this is my start of the Hare and the Hound. Let me just move the needle minder out of the way a bit. And there you go. So I was saving for the road trip. There's long stretches straight across of just stitching two lines. This is a big, huge tree down here, and those are flowers. So my goal when I was stitching for the summer solstice was to get down to the tree. So I worked my way down, but this is the Hare and the Hound. I'm going to change some of the words to suit our lives a little bit better. But you'll have to wait and see. I'm kind of still formulating that in my mind. I got it mostly fixed, and I just got to chart it out. So that is my progress on the Hare and the Hound. I got inspired to get this one because Jody of Trixie Tricycle was, when I was at Stitch Norris, she was actually just about finishing this up. She was really close to a finish, and seeing it in person, and I just like, yeah, I got to get that. So I did. Let's see. I didn't bring everything to show you. I just brought some things because I wanted to just make this a little bit of a short video. I got to get stitching. I'm just pretty tired after our trip. We just got back last night at about 10 or so, and then we had to wind down and spend some time with all the pets and everything. So, oh, I didn't even tell you. We went on a road trip. So we went to 3 provinces in one day. I have a video on the very end of this I'm going to add on. We went to PEI across the Confederation Bridge, and I actually filmed the whole crossing of the Confederation Bridge. It's about, I want to say 12 minutes or so. I would suggest, I do have commentary. It's not action-packed, so feel free to put it on double time or something like that when you switch it. So this is the other thing I worked on in the last couple of weeks. This is, I call this Felix, and it's a present for my husband for his birthday next year. And so I've been mostly working up. I am now at the very top corner. This is the top corner. Working my way across, and then I'll probably just go to halfway. This is the halfway point here. And then I might come down or might go across. I don't know. So this is Felix. So I really enjoy working on this. It's been quite the pleasure. So it's my daily routine. I always put in about something over 100. So 100 and whatever. I usually just work off. I'll work in a 100 square, but I'll take all the colors as far as, you know, can work off the thread unless there's not that many stitches. So, and then if I really need some extra stitches, I've been doing black. So you can see the black with the white background there. You can see the black up there at the corner. Shows up pretty good. So that's Felix. And then I think, what's the time? 20 minutes. I'll also show you this. This is my Halloween at Hawker and Hollow. I was hoping to have this finished before I showed you guys my square that I'm working on. So I'm up at this corner here, this top block here. And it reads, "They that pass hear us not." So I made a huge mistake. This whole words is probably about down 2 stitches, I think. It doesn't seem to affect it. I'm still able to fit this bat in here. There's another big bat here, so hopefully it'll still fit. And then I have, I think, 3 more bats down there and I'm done. So I should be able to get this done before the end of the month, which is my goal. But that's the block I did. Oh, let me move. Jacob, you got to get out of there. There we go. That's this month's block. It's wonderful. So just 4 more bats to be put in, and the bats go pretty good. But you do have to do some counting. So I couldn't take this one on the road with me, but it looks great. So this is the whole thing, and it's coming along. So my goal is to be finished by October 31st, and considering I just have 4 more blocks, I'm doing a block a month, I'm right on schedule. So next block that I'll go to is right here, and then the big double block, which is the witches over Cauldron. It will be September, October. So that's going great. So I think that's all I'm going to show you right now. It's all that I brought with me. Yeah, I think that's all that I brought with me. I've gotten a bit of happy mail. One of my viewers, Ms. Margaret, was very kind, and she sent me some holders to organize magazines, and I'm using them for my patterns. So I'm going to pause and show you that. Okay, so I just went and got to show you the happy mail I received. So she sent me, this is the purpose, was to send these. They're these little holders, whole stack of them here, and can put them in a binder. And essentially how I'm using them is to hang some of my patterns like so. So yay, that works really well. That'll get me organized. And then she sent me also just some patterns. There's like, this is a DMC, one called Seashell Wreath, and another one that's some cows, and a DMC one that's alphabet or sampler alphabet. And the one I like the most, which I think is really great, is these canning jar ones, the tops. I've seen people do these before. I think Stitchuation Normal did some, I believe. And I think it's really cool. I mean, they're pretty hokey and corny, but I think it'd be really fun as a Christmas present putting candies in a mason jar. And so I'm probably going to do that. They're really small stitches, so that's great. And then she sent me a whole bunch of, I can't stand the feel of this, but I'm going to work on with it, of this. I'm not sure what it's called. It can be stitched, obviously. It feels really soft, but it almost gets a squeaky feel to it when it's all together. But I think working with it will be fine, because it actually is really soft when you just touch it alone. It's just in a big, huge skein of it. So I'm probably going to do that on a color of fabric that works really well and really contrasty, and do like a monochromatic with it. So that's what I'm planning to do with that. I also won a giveaway. I won this, and it just arrived, well, we picked up the mail today. I think it arrived yesterday or whatever, but it was from Pumpkin Creek Primitive. She had a birthday giveaway, and I won this needle minder, which is like a lotus. And so that's awesome. So I'm going to use this. There is this Extreme Cross Stitch Challenge Facebook group is having a year-long challenge where you start a project. I think I'm starting it July 28th, midnight to 28th, 29th. and have 1 year to do it, 150,000 stitches. And so I'm still trying to get the project organized and set. A full cut has to be full coverage, at least 150,000 stitches. And so this is going to be my needle minder for that year-long project. So quite excited about that. Got my needle minder, check. Speaking of giveaways, we have a giveaway to do right now. So this is the needle minder that was drawn, I think 3 Flosstubes ago, or maybe more. And Tall Grass Lane Stitchery, you won originally, but you never got in contact with me. So I am redrawing it. Now, Tall Lane Grass Stitcheries, if you still get in contact with me, I can still send you one because I got 2 of these. But if you don't, then that's fine too. So this is a needle minder that I'm sending away, and I'm going to stop the video now and do the draw and announce who wins. I'll put it at the start of this video. Maybe that's just what I'll do. I'm going to put it at the start of this video. It's going to be very confusing because I have this now. So whatever. You guys already know. So that's it for me. And I will see you in 7 days. After 7 days of pandemic, I will film once again. It'll be a short video just to show you pandemic. I will also show you all the other things I've worked on, such as Language of the Flowers and Fruits of Plenty and Temperature Tree and Medieval Herb Garden, Herbalarius, my Teresa Wentzler, Beautiful Plumage, Brilliant Plumage. So I promise I will show all those. I just didn't get everything out. I'm a little tired from the trip and I just wanted to get this up. So take care, everybody, and happy stitching, and I'll see you in a week. Bye. PEI, Confederation Bridge coming up. It's a bit of an expensive joyride, but it's going to be fun. I get to go to PEI. This is 3 provinces in 1 day, the Maritimes. We're in New Brunswick right now, and we're heading across to Prince Edward Island. Oh, checkpoint. I wonder if there really is a COVID-19 checkpoint. That might be an old sign, but you never know. PEI was a little bit, kept themselves isolated from the rest of us. They didn't want to get the bug. So this Confederation Bridge, I've been to PEI once before, and I took a ferry to get there. And so you can take a ferry either there or the bridge. I think the bridge was built in, any guess what year? My husband doesn't know what year. He's probably not going to talk. I will research it and I'll put it on the screen here, what year it was built. But I'm going to guess around the late 90s. Oh, police, we let the police go ahead of us. He might. Ooh, this is exciting.
That was fortuitous, having him in front instead of behind.
Yes, yes. And just zoom in a bit. That's cops right in front of us, but we're not in trouble. So that's the bridge coming up. This is going across Northumberland Strait. I'll give a little scan out here to the ocean. The Atlantic Ocean out there, and we'll come back and we're on the bridge. And then over here is more ocean. They actually didn't see your face, just your hand waving. I assume that light would be for a reason, to make a stop. I think if the winds are too strong, they actually don't let you across the bridge. I actually thought it was going to be more lanes than just a 2-lane bridge. Oh wow!
And this is so cool because when you're in the little sports car,
oh, you can't see into some cement brick. Yeah. So we have some smaller sporty cars, and it actually wouldn't be as fun because you wouldn't see as much, but we're in our truck right now, so that's gotten us up a little bit higher. This is a first for me, the Confederation Bridge off to PEI. Is Charlottetown over there? No, it's Summerside? No, it is what?
In the middle between Summerside and Charlottetown.
Okay, so that is in the middle over there, you just heard. Wow, we are crossing the ocean on a bridge from New Brunswick to PEI. And oops, sorry, that's the, yeah, we get some bad jiggles here. I'll have to edit those out or not edit those out because it takes some work to edit out. So they actually have a race here, or at least they have in the past, where you actually, or at least they did it once. I think they did it on the 10th anniversary, where you run across the bridge. I think you only get to run one way and then probably get bussed either back or bussed over and then running home type thing. I thought it was a 10K race. My husband thinks the bridge is 14K long, and it costs to travel the bridge. I guess it's a toll. It's a little expensive compared to probably some American bridges. 50 bucks for a car. And so we're actually heading to stay overnight in New Brunswick. So we're gonna go across. We might look around a little bit and then we'll be coming back. So we're just paying for this experience of going across the bridge. The Confederation Bridge. Look at the bridge. Look at it all wavy. Wow. Wow. That looks like a roller coaster. We don't, oh, that's just the towery part thing. I'll give you a little bit view of the ocean again. There's nothing much to see. There's no boats out there, no whales. They would get right whales in here though, I believe. The Northumberland will lead up to the St. Lawrence, is that correct? Oh, he gave me a thumbs up and a question mark, so I will actually have to look at a map to confirm that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoops, the little bumps every once in a while. If I sit back, I get too bumpy. But look at that. That is Prince Edward Island, home of Anne of Green Gables, and Potatoes, and Lucy Maud Montgomery, who wrote Anne of Green Gables, Red Sand Dunes. They get to see icebergs that we don't get to see. Pretty cool. I have a good friend who lives over here. Well, not a good friend. I have a friend. He's laughing at me because I said I have a friend. A friend who, look at that. That we are going up that little bump. That's wild. Are we really? Yeah, we really are. Can you imagine running up that? That's pretty steep, actually. That would be a little bit of a... Wonder why they went such a large bump.
With your good... No, I don't mean your good friend. I mean your friend.
Oops, I got to keep my camera up. I keep pointing just to the ground, and that's kind of boring. Yeah, look at that. That reminds me of a race I ran in Florida with a good friend. Maybe not such a good friend, but a good friend. And we had to run up a ramp to one of the overpasses, and she looked at it and said, "We're not running up that, are we?" It was at the end of a marathon. I said, "Yeah, we are." She was not happy, but wow. So a little bit of the shoreline over there. It's hard to see, but we're climbing up this big huge hump. And I'm assuming that this big huge hump here is so that vessels can travel underneath the bridge. So, but then once again, if it's really windy, you cannot cross this bridge. They will close this bridge, and it's
Northumberland Strait does not go to the St. Lawrence.
Oh, okay. Correction.
You come up the Northumberland Strait, and then you hit the Gaspé Peninsula, and you have to go all the way around that, and then back down the
Okay. So Northumberland Strait goes to Gaspé. I don't know if you can hear my husband, because I think probably you won't be able to hear him. But Northumberland Strait does not go to St. Lawrence. St. Lawrence probably is from the other side of PEI, I'm going to assume. And it actually goes to Gaspé Peninsula, which is Quebec. And New Brunswick, right? Yeah, something like that. Ah, this would be something else. Well, this is pretty cool. Little adventure. I decided I was going to film the whole crossing just to give you all the whole experience. This will be thrown out at the end of the Flosstube, but you'll already know that. So I'm just going to sit up a little bit, and PEI, home of red sands and potatoes. And I don't know how many of you have read Anne of Green Gables, but I challenge everybody out there to read Anne of Green Gables, to go out and to the library or get an audiobook and listen to Anne of Green Gables. Of course, being Canadian, we grew up with it. It's all it's part of our curriculum at school that you have to read Anne of Green Gables. Not really, but we really all embrace Anne. Anne with an E.
Yes, she's from the other side of the island.
She's from the other side.
T'other side.
T'other side. What's the other side?
T'other side.
What's that? What is it? The t'other side. Is that
T'other side is where Prince Edward Island National Park is, as well as
they have
Green Gables and Cavendish.
Which is the only place I've been to. Well, I've been to a couple places. I've been to PEI once before. I said that at the beginning. But yeah, this is exciting. Oh, and there's a truck coming back. So do you think that truck actually got the pilot car because it had
He's
to?
a hazardous goods vehicle, so he gets a pilot car.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. You should just pass this police car ahead of us. Yeah.
I want to double line.
You know, I'm getting a little tired of the speed we're going at. Can you just like floor it, man? PEI, Prince Edward Islands, which we, my husband and I play trivia at night every once in a while. It's maritime Atlantic trivia, which we're not very good at because we're not really from the Atlantic area. But we found out from that this originally was called Ile St. John. And if anyone knows anything about Canada, there's lots of St. John's. So there's also St. John, New Brunswick, and there's St. John's, Newfoundland, which gets very confusing because one is just apostrophe S and one does not have apostrophe S. And then this was Ile St. John. And so there were lots of St. John's, and so it must have been very confusing. But they decided to name it Prince Edward Island. They wanted to name it after another royalty, and that got shot down and ended up, I can't remember the full story of why it's Prince Edward Island, but it was a name that stuck. That it was obviously when...
They wrote to the royalty in England back in the 16 or 1700s, and they said, Ile St. John is confusing. We need a better name.
Yeah, better name.
So one of the guys, they said, oh, well, Prince Edward, he says he likes it.
That's right. He said he liked it. Never been here, but
he'll give his name to it.
Sure.
And then all the locals at the time said, sure.
That's awesome.
Let's do that.
Yes. Prince Edward Island it is, and then it became PEI. Yes, I saw that. I got that. There's a lighthouse right at the end of that. Where's the? Oh, there's another lighthouse coming. There it goes, right beside us. Yes, there we go. And there you can see some of the red sand shores.
We're in Prince Edward Island now.
We're in Prince Edward Island, Charlottetown and Summerside.
Bye, Mr. Policeman.
Bye, Mr. Policeman. Sorry.
Wait a minute, Mr. Policeman. Oh, no, Postman. That was this.
He's trying to avoid something.
We don't have cows. We don't have to stop. We don't have cows.
There's where we're going to be paying on the way back.
Cows is from here.
Cows are from here?
Buy Cows Toffee and Cows Candy.
Oh, Cows Candy and Cows Toffee is from here. And there's the information booth over there.
Into here. Maybe there's a store, man.
Sure.
Maybe there's a store, man.
Okay, I'm gonna. Oh, I've been showing just anyways. Oh, we don't know how to get in. We're in PEI, everyone. Okay, I'm gonna let you all go now. That's 12 minutes. That wasn't too bad.
Oh, he had to dump stuff out of his truck over there.
Wow.
That's weird, man.
Yeah, look at their grass. They're fancy, all fancy.
Green grass here.
Wow.
They got a thing that says PEI.
Wow,
right
PEI with some kind of red plant.
Okay, which one do you want to go to? Irving?